dancers, we're going to do just a very short stretch, floor stretch, to get into some of those harder to reach muscles that we don't work out and stretch out every single day. So we're just going to start in our cross leg, one leg in front. And again, for those of you with booties, kind of pull that fleshy part of your booty out so you're sitting more on those sit bones. Sit up straight and then folding at the hip creases, just fold as far forward as you can go until your hips say no more. And then just hold there for a moment. Tyler is going to observe and make sure that we're all doing this properly, or not. And then from here, round your back, collapse your head down. You can stretch your arms out a little bit further if you want. And then come all the way back up. And switch which leg is in front. Readjust your booty if you need to keep those sit bones so you're kind of sitting more on the bones than on the flesh. And again, folding at the hip creases as far forward as you can with that flat back. Hold here for a moment. Hopefully you're feeling it kind of in the back of your butt, in the back of your hip. And then round down. And coming back up. We're gonna do the same thing again, but with our legs out. So out in front of you and open, only until you start to feel a little bit of a stretch in here. Once you feel that stretch, stop, because we're not really stretching this way. Oh, we've got another manager today. This is Milo. So from here, we're gonna do the same thing, folding at the hip creases until your hips say no more, and just hold there for a moment. And then round your back and aim your forehead to the floor and bring your hands out a little bit further. Couple deep breaths. And come back up. Now, folding to the sides, you're going to turn your torso and aim your forehead to your knee. Just aim it there, it doesn't have to actually touch. So you're going to aim forward and relax down. Knee blade. And then come up, turn to the other side, boop, boop, and down. One more time, but this time let's walk all the way around and down. And walk all the way around and down. Walk all the way back to the middle. And then slide your hands and come up. Now from here, we're going to go into our clock stretch. So kind of a review for that. Laying on your side, so your bottom leg, your ground leg is straight, top leg is bent and over, then your bottom arm is just cradling your head so you're comfy, however it's comfortable for you, and you're going to draw a circle like a clock all the way around. The goal is to keep your fingertips on the ground the entire time, which unless you're like contortionist level flexible is probably going to be impossible, but just keep them on the ground as much as you can. When you get to a point where they can't touch anymore, just let them come up, roll all the way around, bring that circle back to your butt, and then come back all the way around and back to your knee. And again, drawing those fingers along the floor as far as you can, up and around, all the way back to your butt, back around. Let's do that one more time on the side. Draw those fingers around, keep them on the floor as much as you can. And then back around to the front. All right, we'll switch sides so you can roll over. In my case, I'm going to switch around so that I don't have my back to you. And again, bottom leg is straight, top leg is bent and over. Bottom arm just cushioning your head so you're comfy. And your top arm is going to do the work. So draw that circle up, all the way around as much as you can, and back around. And back to your knee. Do this 2 more times. Around, all the way back. And back around. last time. Draw that circle. Try to keep your fingertips down as much as you can. Hello, buddy. And back around. Petting a cat if you have the chance. All right, now from here, just roll over onto your belly. If you've got a cat to use as a pillow, that always works too. And we're just gonna hang out here for a moment. Okay, buddy. And then do a small little mini cobra. And if this is enough of a stretch, you can just keep your head down looking between your hands. You can also bring your chin up or push all the way into a full cobra. And come down, bring your hands back by your ribs, push yourself up and over the child's pose. One more time, coming down to a low cobra, or you can even come all the way up if you want. And then bringing those hands back by your ribs and push yourself up and into child's pose. Now from here, come on up to tabletop. And we're going to do 2 of our cat cows. So first you're going to round your back, kind of sway back like a cow, lift your chin up. You should feel a nice stretch down the front of your belly. And then you're going to tuck your tail, arch your back like an angry cat, tuck your head down. And then sway your back, look up, arch your back, and look down. Back to neutral. And then sit down and come to laying on your back. Starting with just holding onto your legs, letting your back kind of settle into the floor, and just roll back and forth a little bit. This is a great, very subtle massage for your back, your spine. Just rolling back and forth. You can take your knees if you want and make circles. If you've got any trigger points in your low back and hips, this is a great way to kind of get into those trigger points with a little less intensity than if you use those trigger point balls, which work, but man, is that white hot blinding pain when you use those. All right, so now we're going to go into our figure 4 stretch. So feet to the ground, arms start out on the sides. Just bringing your right foot up, or whichever foot you want to start with, to your knee. And then reach through, grab behind your thigh, and hold here. Take a deep breath, and let it out. Another deep breath. And just relax into it. Now, depending on where you're really tight, you may want to roll back on one side to the other, or experiment with bringing your foot down further or into your nose further. Whatever it takes, just be mindful that you never want to go full intense stretch. Just go until you start to feel that stretch, and then push just a teeny tiny bit more, but then that's as far as you go. You don't want to overstretch, even though we've all done it. We're all tempted to go as far as we possibly can. But you want to take it easy on your muscles and just do a little bit at a time. And bring your foot down, releasing your hands, and let's switch sides. So bringing your foot up, reach through, grab behind your thigh, and hold here. And again, do a little minor adjustment if you need to find just the right spot for that stretch to get where it needs to go. Take some deep breaths. And releasing your hands and coming down. We're going to do one more series of these with a slight modification. So bringing your foot up, reaching through, and hold. Get yourself settled in, and then raise your foot up to the sky. Now, if you want a little bit more stretch, you can actually pull it back towards your face a little bit, but don't go crazy with it, because we'll bring your foot up mostly to work on our ankle a little bit. We're just gonna rotate our ankle one way and then switch and go the other direction. And a couple point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. All right, bending that knee, bring that foot all the way to the ground as you release your fingers and come down. Last time on the other side. Come on up and settle in. And then raise your foot up. And do some small little ankle circles. Other direction. And point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Very good. And bend that foot, bring it all the way to the ground, release. Now, however you want to, we're going to come back up to seated and roll over, flop over, whatever works for you. And just come back up to a comfortable seated position. Be cross-legged, legs in front of you, sitting on your knees. We're just going to show our head and neck a little love here. So just sitting comfortably, making sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed, and keeping your chin kind of straight forward. Just tilting side to side. And remember, your ear is coming for a visit. It's not your shoulder coming to visit your ear. So make sure your shoulder doesn't come up. It's just your ear coming down to your shoulder. And just go back and forth a few times. And then coming back up. Now you're going to turn your head to one corner. And for my case, it's the right corner, so I can bring my right ear down to my shoulder. While still aiming my head towards that corner, just go back and forth on the right side a few times. You should move the stretch to a slightly different area of your neck. And then bring your head forward, go to the other corner, and ear down, and back up. Do that a couple times. And then come back to center. And then we're just going to do our yes, no. So chin down and up. You can go at your own pace, as much or as little movement as you need. And then coming back up and bring your arms down by your sides so they're kind of loose. You're just going to bring your shoulders up and drop them. So it's drop, 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 and really let kind of gravity help here. And you're just letting your arms flap, keeping your neck loose. There we go. So some nice seated, laying down floor stretches that hopefully got into some of those deeper areas that are hard to stretch. A wonderful afternoon. I hope you feel better.